Hey friends, Teo here from Lone Roach, and instead of a regular little text blog, today I'm going to give you a video log, a vlog, a dev vlog, dev vlog, dev vlog. To let you know how Rogue Nightmare is coming along. Some of the stuff I've already talked about, probably all of this I've already talked about. Anyway, I'll just get into it. If you're a player looking forward to the game, this probably is not going to be too interesting, but if you're interested in the dev side of things, this might be kind of cool. If you're an experienced dev, this is probably going to seem pretty amateurish to you because I'm an amateur. So the first thing I want to talk about is the new way that I'm able to code the enemy AI. This is going to make like pretty much no sense because you can't see the rest of the code. But in general, it looks really streamlined. You can tell just from looking at it. Hopefully it shows my cursor, but you can see, like right here, this is pretty much the entire update. The entire AI for the enemy. This is apathy, which is pretty simple. Like, this is lethargy, which gets a little more complicated, but not much. But it's really easy to build. It's pretty much just this little block of if statements. This right here is just a little thing that if it needs to freeze the turn and not let the next turn happen, it can do that. In other words, when it decides what to do on its turn, it's kind of like it's going to try to attack the adjacent player. If it can't do that, it'll move around randomly, and if it can't do that, it'll just skip its turn. Apathy is like the most pathetic enemy in the game. I guess if it was like purely apathetic, it wouldn't even try to attack the player, but that would be like the most pointless and stupid RPG enemy ever. So it will attack you if you're standing like on a tile directly adjacent to it. I couldn't think of what words to use because I called them nodes in the script, but anyway, it's really streamlined now. It used to be like here the functions are kind of combined in this like enemy moves script, like all of this crap in here would be like mixed up in here. I guess I should use the mouse. Mixed up in here, and then it would be like again in here, and it was really just really crappy code. And so now it's like so pretty, and I'm so excited about it. Even though this is like, even like the most novice of real programmers would be like, yeah, everyone does that kind of stuff. But I'm self-taught, and this is my first time really making a really big game like this. Actually, Mustache Ride was huge, like, and all of the stuff that I really had to do to make it. The game is so simple to play, but there's like a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And that code got so messy. It was ridiculous. Like, it's so hard to go back and change it now just because like it got so out of control. The adding stuff to that game is like I I'm afraid to go look at it. There's stuff just all over the place. It makes no sense. But this is nice. I like having this. And then what I've been working on recently is pathfinding. So here we have our little dungeon. This is kind of a little one, but the dungeons are randomly generated. I generated this one. So this is an example of what they look like. They're so cute. Sorry, the floor is like now very similar to the walls and colors. It's like this little like purple check, but it used to be like brown, so you could really tell the difference. But I got like so sick of seeing that brown floor because like the tile didn't like oh, what do you call it? I can't remember. The tile didn't loop, so you would see like each square, and this one like you can't really tell where one ends and begins. I mean, there are like faint lines here because it does that in the engine. But anyway, so pathfinding, yay! Okay, this little blue dude here, this is our complacency. He's one of the demons in the game, and then he's going to be seeking this spot just because it's at 1010. It's like an arbitrary number I picked to test this out. And so every time I generate a map, all of the complacencies will go to 1010. And generally, he's just trying to find the best path there. And I just generated this one. Actually, a pretty good example. He doesn't have to go too far, but he needs to come down here and go in this like opening, and then come over here. And he should avoid this ball. And he's not just gonna be like kind of stupid and like walk straight towards it and then hit the wall and then go around the wall. He's gonna take the shortest path and like go diagonal and then go around. He finds the shortest path. The problem is it's really freaking slow, and I'll show you. I think this ball right here is me. These other balls are treasures. Just as I've been testing this, like the very first thing I tested was just adding interactable objects, and I put these treasures that do absolutely nothing, and then I like randomly put 5 of them. And I've always been, I never took that back out, so there's always just random 5 treasures. I'm pretty sure this one's me. So I'm going to kind of walk around here and see if we can see him walk in, but I'm going to, yeah, I'll just show you what happens. So I can turn and stuff, and then, yeah, here's that little path right there. So I'm going to walk towards that. I'm going to press W to go forward now. Did you see that like delay? It's like a half a second or something. But as you can see right here, my little complacency, he moved. He's going diagonal. Oh, it looks like he can scrape right by that little treasure. One thing to note is that when he'll probably come straight in here, when you get to a thing like this, you can't go through a corner of a wall, so he can't go from this space to this space. He'll have to get here and then go here, here. The player's like that too. And then he's going to get to this space. This is probably not the best way to show it, but I do want to show how laggy it is. So I'm just going to try to walk all the way to this little corridor here and then turn right, and you'll see between each step, I should just be able to walk fluidly, but between each step it's running, it's refinding the path, and it has to find it every turn like that because this is a turn-based game, and every turn, especially when the game gets more complicated, you know, the thing he's seeking, especially if this is going to be used to seek the player's going to be in a different position every time, and the other enemies are going to move around, and they're going to be in different, you know, they're going to block the way every time, and so, you know, the path that needs to be taken is going to be different every time. So it can't just, I got an email, so it can't just, anyway, I'm just going to go straight forward and you'll see the lag. Like, do you see how I had to wait between each step? There he is. You can see him going in. Oh, I didn't pause each time, but there's me now. And then he came down here, he went diagonal, and then he went down. He's going to go straight over there. And so I'm going to keep walking forward, and then when he reaches there, it's not going to run that code anymore, and you'll see how much like smoother I can walk. I think he's there now. Yep, he just got there. Okay. So now I'll just walk forward. Now let's just walk down this hallway. And see how it's really smooth? You don't really feel that between like the turns. I mean, it's not like super smooth or anything. So this is just like not even a prototype yet. I'll go pick up this treasure. And we'll go kill him now, just because. There's like no battle system yet. The enemies can bump you, but it will do nothing because you don't have like stats or HP or anything. You can like see through the block. They're not going to be giant blocks in the actual game. This is just placeholder stuff. So let's attack them from the corner because it looks stupid. And then, and you can kill them. They'll just disappear. Now I'm going to go collect our treasures. Pew. One thing I really want to learn how to do is like, you see when I'm walking, I'll walk far, which I'm not going to be using these exact same like cube resources anyway, but I'm probably going to be using a bunch of stuff stacked up next to each other because the dungeons are randomly generated, so every wall is like its own little block. Oh, I can't really see it now, but there's kind of like a flicker. Oh, you see, I'm like pointing with my hands. You can see it along the walls up here and this. There's like this flicker where the blocks are stacked between each one. Sometimes you see it in the floor too, like you can see it all over the floor right now. I was looking at the wall before. So I really want to learn how to make that not happen. I think that's about it for what I was going to show on here. Here, I'll go ahead and let's reset the dungeon. This is just a little test room that builds a new dungeon every time I run it. Oh, okay, this will really show like 1010 is probably somewhere. Yeah, it's like, I hate when I'm trying to find it by like clicking. It's somewhere around here. And then he's like way over here. And so he's going to have to find a path that will go like whoop, 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 whoop. That is going to take forever. I wonder which one's me. Let's see if I can figure it out. Oh, I know which one's me now. So we'll walk towards him and see. Oh my gosh. Okay, that took a really long time. Like, okay, I'll tell you when I press S, because I'm going to walk backwards. S. Oh man, let's follow him all the way there and see what happens. But he is seeking, he's finding the path, which is really exciting for me, because when I first like I tried to come up with the idea of pathfinding on my own. I didn't think like, oh, I bet there's like, algorithms and methods that people have been using to do this. I don't need to like come up with my own solution. Oh, and you see how he kind of goes like this. I don't really care that they go all zigzaggy and stuff. It still takes the least amount of like, oh, I think he made it. Yeah, it still takes the least amount of total steps. I kind of like that they wander into the center of the room more, because they'll be more likely to interact with the player there instead of just sticking to the walls. And I don't care if they wander around. They're like psychological demon things. They're not really concerned with walking in a straight line. Let's kill him. Pow. You can see Scott reflect the stop texting and emailing me. Yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope this was at least a little bit interesting. I more just made this because I want to document my progress on this game. It's really fun. I'm having a lot of fun making it. It's going to be a really, really cool game when it's done. It's not going to look like this at all. So I think it'll be really cool to compare this like really weird looking prototype. I mean, it is going to be a dungeon and everything's going to be on this grid and square and stuff because it is a traditional roguelike despite being in 3D. But other than that, hopefully the graphics will look nice and won't be this stuff. This is just crap I pulled off the internet. Just so that it looked like something more than colors, so that you could distinguish floor from wall and stuff like that. Hopefully it'll be really cool, look really nice, have some lighting effects in there and stuff. I gotta learn how to do all of that. If you happen to be a 3D artist and like want to make assets for this game, please contact me. Because I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna try to teach myself, but that's gonna come later after I totally build a working prototype that does everything. I'm gonna try and get this pathfinding working, because when you have more than one enemy needing to pathfind between your turn, it gets really, really bogged down. And then I'm going to work on implementing, I'm going to build the battle system. Yay, my first RPG battle system. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be that hard, because I've played tons of RPGs and tabletop games, and I kind of understand how the like basics of this work. It's not the programming side of it's going to be too hard. Balancing it and everything will be hard, but just building it should not be too bad. Then I'm going to put an inventory in. Once I have the inventory battle system, a few more interactable things. I got the treasures already. I got the enemies. I need to make traps. And then stuff like terrain and things like varying terrain can be added later. They're not really needed to make the game work. And then I need to make some kind of elevator or stairs or something so you can go between floors. And then the entire dungeon section will be done, and then I'll need to make the basic engine for the story sections of the game, which are going to be more like an adventure visual novel kind of thing. Think like maybe like Phoenix Wright, that kind of thing, where you'll go between areas and click on the stuff, but it will be mostly dialogue based. There won't be a lot of like click to find the object stuff. Adventure games are a huge genre. I don't really know how to describe this. It's going to be closer to visual novel style than it is more like puzzly adventure. Though, yeah, I don't like hidden picture. I don't like puzzle. I don't like that kind of stuff. I like it. I like it. I love Adara. I love Trace Memory and Hotel Dusk and stuff like that. So I do like those kinds of games. But I love Myst. But I don't. It's too much for this kind of game. Um, yeah. So now I've rambled on a lot. If you guys are still watching, congratulations. Or maybe I should say I'm sorry. Or maybe I should say there's so much more interesting things you could be doing right now. Um, but yeah, I hope this gives you a little bit more insight onto the development of Rogue Nightmare. That was my waving goodbye. 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 I'm fading out now. The screen is fading black. I am gone.